Welcome to the show. Gotta be that welcome to the show. Okie dokie. I don't think I've... Oh, okay. I'm on. All right. Cool. All right, welcome to the show. Yada, yada, yada. Blah, 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 blah. Some Italian jerk. Let's get into this. The perfect Smashburger.
A great Smashburger is all about balance. Crispy edged patties with a juicy center, thin sliced cheese that's been melted just enough to hold it all together, and a few simple toppings, all tucked.
Where does the lemon come in? Okay, now I'm curious as hell.
Inside a fluffy, toasted potato
Yeah, everybody, yeah, and Cooking with Jack hates these burgers.
bun.
All right, there's only one thing I don't like, and that's crinkle fries. Sorry, I think crinkle fries are gross.
It's important that you start with a really high quality ground beef. Just for fun, you don't have to do this. I'm gonna grind the beef by myself. Honestly, I also just think it always looks really nice on camera. You've probably heard the term 80-20 ground beef. That means 80% lean beef and then 20% fat. And most people say that gives that perfect balance between flavor and texture. So as you can see, in between every few bits of beef that I put in, I'm putting in a little bit of fat. And as it falls out, you can see those little layers of fat coming through in between all of that lean beef. So really, I didn't have to grind up my own meat for these burgers, but I'm partly doing it just to show you visually what 80-20 really means. Now we can just pretend that you didn't grind the beef yourself and we both have some ground beef in front of us. Grab up just enough of it. I like to wear a pair of gloves so the fat doesn't start melting. And then shape a ball that's somewhere in between the size of a golf ball and a mandarin orange. Once you feel like you have something close to that, you can begin to throw it between your hands. What that's gonna do is get out all those air bubbles so that when we smash, it doesn't all break apart. As you can see here, it's already getting a bit shiny, which means a lot of that fat is starting to melt.
Okay, normally I wouldn't do my balls like that, but I'll admit I don't do a lot of smash burgers, so maybe and I've tried before and been one of the failures. Maybe I'll try that.
So I'm gonna place this down on a sheet and then just ball up the rest of my burger patties. Aside from the fact that I think they're delicious, they just melt in your mouth almost like a piece of chocolate. I prefer smash burgers over any other type of burger because I've never been a fan of those super thick patties. And there's something just so
I'm with him on that one.
Incredibly good about the simplicity of a smash burger. I think one of the other things that I love is that if you can get those simple basic ingredients, a smash burger is really all about the technique and the execution. I actually learned this technique, throwing the patties back and forth in your hand like this, from the owner of a burger shop in the middle of nowhere in Japan. But the meat there, because it was Japanese Wagyu, was so fatty that we had to wear a couple pairs of gloves just for it not to immediately melt in our hands. Once we finish up that last ball, we can go ahead and
I'm in the middle of nowhere in Japan with Japanese Wagyu.
toss this in the fridge while we prep
you're really in the middle of fucking nowhere.
the rest of our ingredients. While that's in the refrigerator, it's time for the special sauce. My special sauce starts out quite simple. Because I need pickles for both the finished burgers as well as the special sauce, I'll start by chopping those, but I slice my pickles super thin. I don't like the thicker pickle slices that they usually put on a burger. We're making smash burgers and those are already really thin, so why not put some thin pickle slices on there? Now with the rest of that pickle, I'm gonna mince it nice and fine, almost into sort of a fine relish. This will be what gives me some acidity in my sauce. You don't have to chop it up this fine if you don't want, but I like to put my sauces into squeeze bottles just because it makes assembling the burger a little easier and a little more fun. That can go into our bowl. Next, I'll go in with a bit of mayonnaise, then a little bit of honey. There's some honey in Chick-fil-A sauce, so that's why I started putting honey in my special sauce. Adds a tiny bit of sweetness to balance out the lemon and the pickles. A bit of Dijon mustard. Use whatever kind of mustard you like here, but I like a nice smooth Dijon. A little bit of ketchup, which will give our special sauce some nice color. A sprinkle of smoked paprika, a little bit of onion powder, garlic powder, a sprinkle of salt, fresh cracked pepper, and to finish, a nice squeeze.
The lemon
of
juice,
lemon.
I just don't
Optionally, you
get.
can use pickle juice, but I just love the flavor of lemon. And that, I promise, is gonna be one of the best special sauces you ever
whatever.
taste. Now I'm gonna preheat my cast iron pans. This is where you can use different types of pans. Ideally, it's a cast iron. That'll give a heavier, more even surface to cook your smash patties, but you can make it work with a lot of different types of pans. Before we start cooking our actual burger patties, I'm gonna put my buns down. Toasting them the way I'm about to toast them is an added
Yeah, but it's still incredibly expensive, even in Japan. This guy is making it seem like he learned this technique on a fucking farm.
touch that is a total game changer. I use the same type of buns every single time because I just feel like they're so incredibly soft and fluffy. I learned this toasting technique from my favorite burger place in New York City. What this will do, we'll steam the inside of the top bun and the top side of the bottom bun, all while our patties are cooking. Once your buns are working in the background, it's important to prep everything that you're gonna need.
Well, then are you really toasting them or are you steaming them?
I'm gonna make a triple stack burger. So triple stack means we need 3 pieces of cheese. I like to use that classic cheap American cheese and then a little bit of cheddar cheese for a bit of sharpness to just give the burger a little bit more balance. So these are all prepped and ready to go. We need salt and pepper at the ready. Before you start cooking, it can sometimes be good to add a bit of oil, the same way you wanna oil your grill before you cook so it doesn't stick. I'll quickly oil the bottom of my burger smasher. Patty goes down. I'll give it a nice full smash. Same thing with the other 2 patties. Hard smash, kind of pushing around the edges of the smasher as you smash it. And then the last one. See how I push from the top down and roll around with the smasher as I go? And note how much smoke there is, by the way. If you have sensitive fire alarms at home, this might be a recipe that you skip. Now, very quickly, a bit of pepper on all 3, then a nice sprinkle of salt on all of them. And just like that, we're already ready to flip. You wanna keep that nice laced pattern on the bottom of your smash burger. So make sure to really scrape all the way through. Get all those nice craggly pieces and then flip. That is a perfect smash burger. And then cheese right away. Oh my God, it's beautiful. That golden brown is all flavor. Working as quickly as possible. Flip. Oh my gosh. I'll use a different type of cheese, scrape, try not to lose any of those little laced, crispy bits. You can't be afraid of the heat when you're making a smash burger. Oh my gosh, it looks so good. These patties are already done. Just when that cheese melts and holds everything together like a glue, I'll grab my burger bun. You'll notice if I open it up, there's some steam that comes right out of there.
Yeah, you steamed it. You didn't toast it, my friend.
This patty, place it on top of our other patty. Same thing. Stack it up, and then one last scoop, drip off all that extra oil over here carefully into our buns. Now to finish, super simple. A few of those nice thin pickles, a nice swirl of our special sauce, a good swirl of our mustard, and to finish, a bit of classic ketchup. And with these, you'll
Okay, not to be a dick, but bacon and onions.
want to dive in just about right away because that gooey, melty cheesiness and everything working together in there isn't going to last for long. What makes this here a trademark smash burger are those...
But I do kind of find it funny that he was complaining about thick burgers beforehand, and then, you know, he's made a pretty thick burger.
crispy, laced edges on
Now, look, I get it. It's 3 small patties stacked on top of one another. That is different.
the side.
Again, the only thing that I really disagree with is crinkle cut fries. All right, let's look at some cooking failures. I don't know if that's a fail or that just sucks. Or were they cooking while they were drunk? It's his first birthday. He doesn't care.
Oh yeah, we have chicken Alfredo.
You're right. You had chicken Alfredo. Now you got crap.
Chevy is called the heartbeat of America. Like the people who keep this country moving. For them, only
Oh, come on, it was Pepper. Be a man.
This guy was just banned for good from every Italian restaurant in town.
What the fuck?
Y es una masa que hay que hacerla así. Sí. Pero, ¿qué esto? ¿Qué es esto? Porque se activa. Me mandó.
Maybe don't try to flatten dough on a glass fucking table?
Oh, yo me la cagaste.
Oh, shit. Alright, that was just an accident. What were you making? Looks like tzatziki sauce. There's nothing solid in that.
Ready?
Okay, that's just a guy being stupid.
That was so dumb.
Yeah! Don't overload your refrigerator. This shit ain't made out of steel. Okay, was that intentional? Because now she is perfectly shaking her ass for the camera. What the hell are they making? Alright, that's just bad luck. Oh, I've seen this one before. Fucking dumbass. Alright, I skip ahead a little bit. Oh god, I've seen this shit.
Подружка скинула лайфхак. Когда вот ты берешь и не знаешь, куда деть крышку, это делается, оказывается, все очень просто.
What the? Oh. Well, he got his smoothie. Well, that's why you give up on daiquiris and just go with beer for after the fifth one. What the hell is this?
Don't bother trying this life hack.
Oh, shit. Alright, got some merit. Oh, shit. Okay, that's just bad luck. Alright, that's just bad fucking luck. That's you not knowing how to make a fucking omelet. This is not that hard. Oh! Fuck! That looked painful. What are these people blending? Rocks? This is not gonna end well. I hate it when restaurants do gimmicky shit like this. I don't know, maybe I'm alone. And boom. Again, this is why I hate when restaurants do gimmicky shit. What the fuck was this thing? Something made out of plastic.
Yeah.
Perfecto.
Can I come in? Can I come in?
Well, yeah, dumbass.
With Hotels.com, members save up to 20%. With that kind of discount, you could stay at a place with a killer spa. Get a manicure.
And that was film. Put it back down. Let's see the film.
I've got loads of stains on this. I can't get it off, so I've put hot water in it. I'm gonna shake it and see if it gets.
Oh fuck! This is not gonna end well.
Why is that expanding? The bottom of it's sticking out. Oh my god.
Oh well, yeah. You added soap to fucking boiling hot water, you dipshit.
Get up! Say that to me, Mom. It's all group chat. I'm sending it to you. He ice skated.
Okay. Believe it or not, oil is not the worst thing to clean up a spill for. It's close, but it's not the worst. Fucking laundry detergent is the worst.
It's melted. You want to get your balloon. You want to put it on, and you want to roll your balloon. Roll it.
What is this dumb?
How you want. What's this?
Then you pop the balloon.
Mom.
1 month expired cream.
We can't make cheese out of it anymore.
No.
Oh, sick. Oh my god, it's not even coming out.
Throw it in the trash.
Oh, sick.
Why did you feel the need to film him dumping out fucking cream?
Oh my god.
Got it! Oh!
Hey. Alright, I'm gonna skip that one. Fuck did you do? Oh my god. This didn't set properly.
Assim pra ele vir se tirar.
Oh, this is not gonna end well.
This is why Grandma stopped at.
Alright, enough of that. Because now we're going to go into the territory of Jack Scalfani. Remember, this man thinks chicken should be served rare.
You are watching the Cooking with Jack show.
Hey guys, welcome to the show. Jack Scalfani here, Cooking with Jack show. Thanks for joining us. If you like what you see, subscribe, share. If you don't like what you see you on the next video. Okay, so a lot of people, some people can't cook yet, or they have trouble cooking like Asian dishes. Not everybody I know can do sushi or stir fry.
Well, sushi is more about knife skills than anything else.
So we're going to put together a few flavors with an Asian flair.
Okay, that means more than just sriracha sauce and whatever the fuck this is.
On chicken. We're going to do bang bang chicken, okay? Going to be good. Going to be quick and easy. But first, let's get started by showing you the ingredients up close. And then we will throw it all together. We're going to do something different that most people don't do. I'll show you. Okay, most people that I know
It looks like he's getting a little movement back in his other arm.
don't season if they sauce, or they don't sauce if they season. Me personally, I don't care that I'm using a sauce. I season my meat, cook it, then I'll brush it with a little sauce, finish it off. I promise you, it's the way to do it. So, don't pick between the two. Add more flavor, do them both. All right, we're going to start with boneless chicken thighs. Season it with garlic, salt, pepper, onion. Then, we're going to create a sauce out of mayonnaise. I'm using green sriracha. I haven't used that before. That should be fun. And sweet chili sauce. We'll probably brush it at the end, let it get all crispy. But that's about it. So let me get everything prepared, and we'll throw it all together. First, we're going to throw a little garlic on it. You guys know I like garlic. So if it goes heavy, I'm okay with it. Little onion.
That's a little bit more than
Minced
heavy,
onion.
bro.
Little pepper. Little salt. If you never cook with smoked paprika, you're missing out. So yeah, it's getting used. Pop it open. Here we go. All right, so.
Okay, so one piece of chicken has a speck of paprika, the other is completely doused in it.
What you're going to do is flip it over, re-season again. Then we'll start on the sauce, okay? You're going to put this in the oven till that meat is at least 165. Watch it carefully. If it's thighs, chicken breast takes longer. Thighs could be 20 minutes, 30 minutes, I don't know. We're going to pop it in. I don't know what kind of oven you got. So what we're going to do is, we'll put this out so you can see it. We're going to punch a mayo in there. We're going to eyeball the sauce. There we go. Pour that in there. There we go. I'm not going to put a lot. There we go. A little bit of that. All right, and then we're going to take this fork, stir it all up. Those three ingredients. If you like red sriracha, go for it. I'm trying green today. All right, guys, time to sauce them up.
What the hell is that shit? What am I looking at? Looks like it came from the bowels of hell.
Okay, guys, so you cooked some chicken, you made some sauce, you seasoned. It all smells good. You got a little bit of that Asian flavor. You didn't have to cook a lot. Very simple. All right? So now it's time to give it some sampling.
I'm sure it's the greatest thing since sliced bread.
Okay. Little sweetness with the chili sauce. Little creaminess with the mayo. All that heated on. The smoked paprika is really coming through. It did really well with seasoning.
Alright, that's enough of that. Let's do passion fruit carne asada.
Ask any one of us here at Sam the Cooking Guy what one of our favorite summertime things to grill is, and the answer almost always will be carne asada. We love it, we make it, we can't get enough of it. Question is, will Max's weird addition to it today give it 2 thumbs up or 2 thumbs down? Pretty simple, you ready? Passion fruit. There, I've said it. I can hear real Mexicans screaming in their chairs. They probably turned off already. Carne asada with passion fruit. When I first made carne asada on this channel and I put soy sauce in it, which by the way, I say is like bacon, makes everything better, I got a lot of pushback. And then I had people come out to me going, oh my God, your carne asada is fantastic. And it's not that it tastes like Chinese food, because it doesn't. The soy sauce just gives it that umami boost. So it's already weird, but now it's gonna be fruity weird. Is the passion fruit gonna be so strong that it will override everything else and piss us all off? Max says no. We're gonna find.
All right, I gotta get another beer.
out. I'm excited. I think it's going to be an excellent addition. He said to me, how about we do this? How about you say you'll agree to the thing I want us to make? And I go, okay, I'll do that. And he said, all right, carne asada. I go, no problem. He goes, but we're using passion fruit. And I go, I'm down. I'm down because I love passion fruit and I love the tang. I think it's going to do really good things. And I've talked enough. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to make the marinade, get the carne asada marinating, throw it off to the side. While it's marinating, we're gonna make some Mexican rice, because we're gonna make a little bowl at the end of this. How nice will that be? And I've got a little trick that I like to do with my Mexican rice, all right? So, marinade, carne asada, Mexican rice time. What I like about this is everything can happen in a blender. You can chop it by hand if you want, but I think the blender is easier. When I use garlic in a blender, I like to put it in first and give it a quick little whiz. Then you know it's mostly chopped. If you throw it in with a big clump of other stuff, you're not so certain. Recipe below, follow along. Cilantro, that was a pretty little bunch of cilantro. Cumin, brown sugar, good whack of kosher salt and pepper. Need some oil in here. Remember, I promised soy sauce. That's it. It's not gonna make anybody crazy. I want the zest and juice of a lime, so we'll do this first. Trust me, a lot easier to zest it before you cut it in half than after. Juice. And now the star of our show, let's have a closer look, our passion fruit. And if you're not familiar with passion fruit, that's what they look like. And you'd know that they were in the room because they are so floral in their smell, but check it out. See this? You're gonna see that on a lot of them. That's nothing to worry about. I wonder who the first person was that saw that hanging on a tree and went, oh, that's probably delicious. Because if you ask me, it looks like an old man's, never mind. But watch this. If this is your first time, prepare to have your mind blown. The smell just opened up to me. It's like mango with lime and orange, and in our family, we just like to do that. Scoop it right out and just have spoonfuls of it. Oh, this on your yogurt is kind of mind-blowing. Forget it in the yogurt. For now, we're just gonna put it in here. And you want all that flesh if you can get it. When you're done, it's like a empty sack. But let's do this. Let's give this a whirl and see where we're at. Nice and smooth, and stop. Here's the goal. Because of the garlic, because of the soy, because of the cilantro and lime,
yeah,
there's big
make sure
flavors
you
in there
taste
already.
Your food while you're
we want to
cooking
make
it.
sure that we can taste this. Oh, it's out of that. Okay, we'll get the skirt steak to put the marinade with. And here's what I have.
All right, so standard skirt steak.
I have a gorgeous. Look how crazy skirt steak is. How do you deal with this?
Oh wait, by the way, Wagyu skirt steak.
Oh, wow, it's beautiful, Max. It's beautiful. So let's do this. We're gonna put a little bit of the marinade already in. I wanna save a little for basting at the end, but you have to make sure that it all gets marinade on it. So I'm gonna try and moisten it up as we go. You see what's happening here? You have to. The downside of it like this is that it could fold onto itself. Like if it folds like this, marinade's not gonna get in there, and you don't want that. So let's just add as we go. You don't want to take the time to make a great marinade and then just rush how it gets attached to the steak. That would be foolish, super foolish. And when you're sure everybody's got some and coated nicely, close up shop, What's that from? What was the movie when the guy got his wiener stuck in his pants trying to zip it up? Remember the zipper went up, wiener, and then zipped up on the other side.
Mary.
Something about Mary. Close up shop? Wasn't that him trying to do the zipper? Anyway, okay.
I don't think so.
All right, you're in good shape. This now goes into the fridge, 2 hours, 4 hours, up to overnight. In the meantime, we're making some Mexican rice for our bowl. In our rapidly warming pot, let's begin with 2 things. Oh no,
Add
this
some
again.
butter.
A little butter and a little oil. And when they melt and they start to get hot and sizzly, sizzle, 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 zzz, wrong sound. Here we go. Nobody move. 5, 4, 3, okay. There we go, that's proper sizzling. That's a small onion or half of a large one. And this we just want to soften. Smelling great, loving it. 3, 4 minutes, we continue.
Good onion.
All right, looking nice. If you get a little color, that's okay. All right, here we go. It's a cup of rice, followed up by a teaspoon of garlic powder, chipotle chili powder, and cumin.
Ooh, I love chipotle
Let that toast
powder.
away for, oh, you know, a minute or so. Just help it bring out all the flavors. The heat does wonderful things to those seasonings. In fact, I can smell them right here. Next, and you knew liquid was coming, chicken broth, and the secret ingredient, some enchilada sauce. What's more common is just tomato sauce at this point, but I think, hey, if you're going for that red color, which we are with Mexican rice, might as well add something that's gonna bring more flavor to it. So stir it all nicely, bring it to a boil, and when it gets there, turn it down to a simmer, give it a nice stir. Appreciate how great this smells. Put the lid on, walk away for 15-ish minutes, come back and check. We'll see you then. And we're there. Look how beautiful. Look, if you like it drier, keep it on the heat longer. I think it's beautiful just like that.
Ah, nah, you want that sumbitch a little bit wet.
I have some green onions that I'm gonna...
You want it wetter than a fucking prom queen's pussy.
Stir in just before I serve it. But right now I'm putting the lid on. When you see us next, we're cooking our carne. It's time. Here's our kid. Let's get him out in one piece. And wait till you see how much it shrinks. It shrinks, Jerry. It shrinks. Here we go, I got an end. Inside skirt. Ready? Uno, dos, tres. That's it.
Okay, so that should cook
That's
in
it.
a minute.
Beautiful. Now this is hot. This guy's cranked, and I cannot wait. And because it's so thin, you know it's not going to take very long. Look at this. Look at it. You see how pretty that is? Of course you do. It's amazing. Doesn't take long. All right, I'm going to flip it. Little kid comes up, and down he goes. That's a sight. It's going back again on the other side, but not before I baste it. We're only going to need to do 2 turns on each side. And yes, you can see this side's thicker. So if you think it needs more time and this thin side doesn't, double them over. Now you're cooking the thicker part and leaving the thinner part not to get overdone. Okay, one more on the other side. Another flip. Another baste.
Same old phone? Nah. Upgrade to the new Galaxy Z Fold 7.
Old Spice. Smell super 24/7.
Oh god, another fucking Superman reboot.
Let's check our temp. Down, oh shit. Down here, fuck. I can't do it. That's ready. See how much it shrunk? All right, one more flip. Bring that guy up. He gets 30 seconds. We call it a day. We're there. And gorgeous. Bring this guy off. Wow. Cover it loosely with foil, let it rest 5 minutes, warm the rice. We have ourselves a delicious bowl with passion fruit carne asada. And we're down. Oh my God, please. If pictures are worth 1,000 words, that's worth a whole bunch of these kids' Doge coins and shit. What is that, like 800 billion erythiums? Here's some important information. You always hear me talking about, and everybody talking about, cut against the grain. And you can see the grain runs like this, right? A piece cut like that is gonna make a very long bite, and that's ridiculous. So here's my move. I think about what size, and I cut like that. Oh, look it, beautiful, medium rare. And then I bring it over, and I turn it, and I cut like this. Get yourself as much as you want. Don't forget, we're making a bowl. Have you forgotten about our rice? Okay, so you take this, put it over here, maybe just a little bit more, just in case. We want our bowl to be plentiful, right, Max? Mm-hmm. And by the way, see this charred business down here? That's why you want your grill so damn hot. You want to take advantage of that. Take this whole kit away, wipe down the situation. All right, remember the green onion? Just put it in. So gorgeous. Now the Carne Asada. Put a little bit there, and then a lot of bit there. Gosh. This is store-bought guacamole salsa, but it is so nice. A little store-bought guacamole salsa for flavor, for looks, and we finish with a little cilantro. A little micro cilantro, get it? A little micro cilantro, is that redundant? Probably is. And that's about as perfect a bowl as you're ever gonna have. We haven't even gotten to the passion fruit taste part of it yet. That's a beautiful effing bowl, man. Well, I don't know that this could get any prettier, but it's not just about looks. So let's get a little bite. You know, I think I do my work well. The one thing I don't do well is make a bite well. I struggle so much. There we go, little sauce. A little bit of everybody. It's the most beautiful bowl in the world. It's not about looks, it's about this. Oh my God. Oh my God. It's so tender. Yes. The marinade, the soy, everything helps. The passion fruit 100% comes through. 4 passion fruit were the right amount for this because it's there. You don't maybe know exactly what's going on. You just know it's great. And then somebody goes, it's passion fruit. You go, oh my God, it is passion fruit. Holy yes. Holy yes, Batman. This is damn good. Okay, well, what a successful day we've had here. We made this. The rice is great. This is great. The passion.
All right. All right, let's take a look at this. Baked spaghetti. Pretty sure I haven't done this before. Oh.
How I make my easy, simple, and delicious baked spaghetti, aka $1 million spaghetti. I'm going to start by dicing 1/4 of a white onion, 1/4 of a bell pepper, and 1 green onion and 4 garlic cloves. Next, I'll cook 1 pound of ground beef on high heat. I'm going to chop this up really good, just like this. I didn't want my meat sauce to have big chunky meat pieces in it, so I'll just keep breaking this down to get it nice and crumbly. I'm also going to strain this fat that you see here. So now I'm going to reduce the heat down to medium, and I'm going to add 1 pound of mild Italian sausage, and I'm going to cook it until it's mostly done.
Why wouldn't you cook the goddamn sausage with the beef together?
Then I'll add the chopped onions and bell peppers, okay? And I'll let this continue to cook until those onions are translucent, okay? So now I'm gonna add the minced garlic, and I'm gonna let this continue to cook for an additional minute. I'm going to season this to taste, and I'm only going to use 2 seasonings. I'm just going to use salt and pepper for this. That's it, like just salt and pepper. Okay. The pasta sauce that I'm using for this recipe was so good. So good. And if you have a really good pasta sauce, you don't have to do a lot to it to spruce it up. Not only that, but using that mild Italian sausage also brought a lot of flavor.
Okay, I've never had this brand of pasta sauce, but make your own sauce, sweetheart.
And that fresh garlic and the onions. So I'm going to use about 36 ounces of this pasta sauce. And, you know, if you don't have this particular brand accessible to you, don't worry about it. Just use a really good high quality garlic and herb pasta sauce. Okay, then you'll be good. Okay, so you want to make sure that you taste your sauce and add sugar as needed to balance out the acidity.
Okay, you're already using jarred sauce, sweetheart. How much sweeter do you want this shit?
In the tomato sauce, in the pasta sauce. Okay, so now we're gonna let this simmer on low for about 30 to 45 minutes. Make sure that
spaghetti sauce already has as much sugar in it as a can of Coke.
That you stir it occasionally. So now while that simmers, let's work on our spaghetti. You're gonna add a good amount of salt to a pot of boiling water.
I think I've already done this because I remember this odd ass pot. All right, I'm 99% sure I've already done it, so... Well, let's look at this guy's Carne Asada. Secret red marinade for Carne Asada.
Woo, baby, listen to that sizzle. Check that out. Look at that gorgeous color here. So we're gonna get our homemade salsa on here. I'm gonna just have to take a bite. Ooh, come on. Total don't get no better than that. A lot of people have requested and asked me if I know what is the recipe to the red fajita marinade that most meat markets sell. Well, let me tell you this. Every single meat market has their own little secret twist. And today I'm gonna share with you my own personal red meat market marinade that is packed with tenderizing and flavor enhancing ingredients. And making this recipe easy, friends, we're gonna start with how to make it step by step. I'll also share my thoughts on how long you should marinate your fajitas or your ribs or chicken or pork or whatever else you use this marinade on, because it ain't just for fajitas. And I'll also show you step by step how to grill.
You're making fajitas, but it almost looks like you're making tostadas.
Grill your fajitas perfectly. So if you've been struggling with packing flavor and wowing your friends and family at your carne asadas, then stay tuned, because I promise.
I mean, like I said, no, I mean, that's a fajita. Granted, I don't give a shit what he calls it. I'd eat the shit out of it.
This is the one recipe you need in your arsenal.
What you doing, Zach?
I'm rehearsing for our T-Mobile home internet commercial. You gotta talk really fast.
T-Mobile Home Internet ranks #1 in customer satisfaction for home wireless internet.
Wow, you're good.
Get T-Mobile Home Internet, just $35 a month with our 5-year price guarantee.
The lips, the tip of the teeth, and the tongue. The lips.
Hello, hello, hello. Hello, 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 hello.
Vámonos. But wait, this video is sponsored by Arnitech. This is my cookbook, friends. You can order it now. The recipe we're doing today, it's right here in the cookbook. I really like it, and I think you will love it too. You can order this cookbook. It'll be at your doorstep in the next few weeks. Get 1, get 2, get 3 for a family member or a great friend. Thank you. In this cup right here, I have the orange juice, the pineapple juice, and the lime juice. Right here we have the tablespoon of apple cider vinegar, 1/4 cup of olive oil, 1 tablespoon of salt, 1 tablespoon of black pepper. Then here we have the garlic, the onion, the oregano, and the cumin. 2 tablespoons of smoked paprika, 2 teaspoons of chili powder. And last but not least, 3 tablespoons of achiote. Achiote is made from annatto seeds, the powder form or the brick form. Usually I buy it in little boxes of bricks. That is the best. It has a couple of other little ingredients that really add a lot of flavor. In my cookbook, I direct you to mix some of the ingredients in a bowl. But today, just for ease and for efficiency, we're gonna just go ahead and put everything in the blender. Now, all of this is all powder and liquid. Really and truly, you don't need the blender. But if you want it to all mix together a little bit quicker, so you can get started with your marinade, you can use the blender. And that's what we're gonna do today. You can also add a little bit of water to this, you can add beer, whatever, but that's not in the recipe. I'm just saying if you're gonna make a big batch, you can double this up and add a little more liquid if you want to. All right, let's go.
For this, I might add tequila.
And that's pretty much it, friends. About 20 or 30 seconds is all we need because they're basically all powders. I just want them to blend all together a lot quicker. Okay, let's see what we got here. It smells really good. If you've never had a flavor bomb, this is a flavor bomb. Y'all gotta try this. It's freaking amazing. It just goes boom in your mouth. Of course, you're not drinking it, you know, the way I just tasted it, but it's gonna add that delicious flavor to your fajitas. It's great on steaks, it's great on pork chops. I might even put it on a hamburger, just saying. Come on now. Be good on chicken. Really and truly, this marinade could work on any protein, but I made it mainly for fajitas. Red fajitas are a very popular thing in Texas, particularly in deep South Texas. I just wanted to share that with you guys because it's a very robust, flavorful, savory marinade. I really think you'll like it. It's time to drop the fajitas into the marinade. So I've got my glass bowl here. You can use whatever container you want. So we've got 2 beautiful strips of skirt steak here. They're about 2 pounds each. This is the amount of marinade, just a approximately perfect for this. You don't have to completely drown them. So we're gonna pour some right down here on the bottom. I'm gonna kind of rub that in on the bottom here. Put a little bit more. Rub that in. All right, cool. We're gonna pour some right up here. This is definitely a very, very rich and flavorful marinade. I promise you guys are gonna love this one, man. It's so, so good. Besides that, look how beautiful that color is. It's absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. All right, amigos, we got all of our marinade onto the fajitas. It's somewhere between 4 to 4.5 pounds, might even be 5. I'm gonna get a little plastic wrap, cover these up, and go get them to the refrigerator. We'll be back in a few hours. So, how many hours is a few hours? If you're marinating thinner cuts like fajitas, steaks, or chops, then I'd say you can marinate for about 2 to 4 hours on the low end. Overnight is much better. Now, if you get ambitious with this recipe and you marinate a whole chicken, big beef ribs, a pork butt, or a chuck roast, then you might want to marinate it for at least 8 to 10 hours. And again, overnight is best. All right, now onto the grill we go. First, we need to get a fire started, so let's get that going right now. You can see here in my grill that I've got some leftover chunks of briquettes and some old lump charcoal, or probably wood, because I cook with a little bit of both. Today, I'm gonna reuse that charcoal. That's a pro tip. As soon as you're done cooking, if you still got a lot of hot fire, shut all the air down, top and bottom. That fire will go out really quick. You can always reuse that charcoal again later. So that's what I'm doing today. Nothing wrong with reusing what's there. This is my oldest chimney, by the way.
No shit.
It's a little bit less than a full chimney because I already have some charcoal in there. All we're gonna do is kind of add to what's already there. So let's get this fire lit up and get the charcoal rolling. My charcoal's lit up. I'm gonna dump this and we're going to spread it around a little bit. We're ready to cook some fajitas. Yeehaw! All right, where's my...
Okay, I know this guy is doing this in like a 3-season porch, but dude, it is incredibly dangerous to be doing this in any kind of enclosed structure just from the ambient heat of the charcoal.
My fire spreader.
Again, burning down the house is a good song to sing while you're grilling. Kind of sucks if it becomes reality.
Genie? Dunk. Dunk.
Well, he's not in the house. He's in a 3-season porch. But yeah, this is... I would not recommend this. I'm not saying this guy doesn't know what the fuck he's doing, but I would not do this. You see that big, beautiful backyard? Use that.
Dunk. There it is. I'm gonna move the charcoal over this way a little bit. I'm gonna leave a little room to the right side here, just enough. It's not really a true dual zone because remember we're grilling. And I am going to drop a couple of pieces of mesquite. That is my favorite wood when it comes to grilling. It's an awesome flavor, so we're gonna drop those right there. We're gonna lay this right here. I've got my air vents on the bottom inlet, halfway open. We're gonna open this all the way for now, because we want those mesquite logs to get lit up, to get hot so that they don't smolder or smoke too much. We want a little bit of that mesquite flavor, that hint of good South Texas grilling. We're sitting at 550 degrees. Man, I could feel it coming out of the exhaust vent there. While we're waiting for that fire to settle just a little bit.
No, he's in a 3-season porch, so he's got all the ventilation he needs, but I'm saying the ambient heat of that damn thing can set shit like that where you know, like the stuff holding this crap up on fire. That's why if it was a gas grill, I wouldn't have that much of a concern. But if it's charcoal, it's like, no, I generally tell people don't put a charcoal grill on your deck. Except if you're in like a northern state that's in the winter, then you could probably get away with it because of the ambient cold outside.
One more time, the recipe we're cooking today is in this book. It's the Red Fajita Marinade, 104 recipes of Mexican-American cooking and Texas-style barbecue, over 20 salsa recipes in here. Friends, I know you're gonna love this book. I love this book, so I know you're gonna love it.
Again, burning down the house is a fun song to sing while you're grilling. Sucks if it becomes a reality.
Just saying. Let's get our grill cleaned up first. I'm gonna cut half of this onion here and show you guys how I like to prepare my onion for the grill. If you've been following me for a while, you know that I gotta clean the grill with an onion. So what I like to do is run some slits like this, and then you rotate it and run some more slits all the way to the end. And so you want to make a lot of crisscross patterns like that so that when it hits the grill and it's cleaning, it gets to sink in and kind of get the little edges clean as well. It only has 2 prongs, so you got to make sure you put a lot of pressure on there and get it in there just right. Whew, that fire's hot, I can feel it. All right, here we go. It's okay to run it across a little bit, a couple times. So now we want to open this up. Drop this whole half of an onion. It's already done. We don't need it anymore. It's time to drop some fajitas into the fire. Look at this beautiful color. It's kind of a gorgeous mahogany, reddish mahogany color. I've got them with the tong here. These are going straight to the grill. Let's go. Woo, baby, listen to that sizzle. Okay, I'm sliding them over this way. Got one more to go here. Check that out. Look at that gorgeous color here. Man. Now, we got one more thing to do here. We're gonna drop a little seasoning. Remember, we had a little salt in there, but it was not a lot. So we still gotta add that extra little boost of flavor. So we're putting that on here right now. We've had them on for about 3 minutes. We're running a very hot fire. Remember, my recommendation always when cooking over a really close hot fire is the flippity-flip method. I talk at length about the flippity-flip method in my cookbook. This one went in first. Let's flippity-flip it. Oh yeah, baby, that's looking nice. Look at that gorgeous color. This one is running hot and fast too.
All right, here's my opinion on flipping steaks on the grill. Flip them as many damn times as you want.
Let's give it a flippity-flip. Ooh, baby, look at that. We're gonna go ahead and shake a little more seasoning on here. This wow was created specifically for steaks and fajitas. So there you go. Now I can see that it's super hot there. So we are gonna put the lid on this time for just a couple of minutes. We want to maintain that temperature. We don't want to get our fire out of control. Remember, oxygen makes that fire breathe and it gets hotter faster. All righty now. You see there, you got a lot of moisture starting to come up to the top of the meat. That's when you need to flip. You don't want that moisture to evaporate and go into the atmosphere. You want it to stay into the meat. The heat pushes it from the bottom up, so it wants to evaporate. You want to flip that over so it doesn't evaporate. You can see how the fire quickly toned down. We didn't get quite as much char on that side, so we're gonna let it kind of slow cook there just a little bit. Now that we got a nice little char on there, gonna give it a couple.
All right, I gotta grab another beer.
Couple more minutes on each side, and I think we'll be ready to eat fajitas. Now, I'm not timing anything by an exact timer. I generally will go anywhere from 2 to 4 or 5 minutes. Just depends on how I read the fire. Right now it's reading 425 degrees, more or less. Don't be afraid to cook, you know, by feel. It's always practice. Don't be afraid to mess up your meats. I know they're expensive nowadays, but trust me, it's like anything else. You're not gonna get better if you don't try and try and try again.
Also, you might want to add another 30 seconds to a minute of cooking time when you pull your steak.
Ooh, look at all that water coming up. You see it dripping off right there? It's dripping off right there. You can see it just kind of falling out of the meat. We don't want that. We want to keep that moisture in the meat. See this one here? Watch that water. All right, let's check our fajitas, see where our temperature is. Depending on how hot you're cooking, you can run up a higher temperature internally on your meat. This one's sitting at 135, 136. I don't know if the camera can pick it up there, but you can see it right there. But yet you see all the red hemoglobin coming out. It's not blood, it's hemoglobin. So it's that hot, but the meat has not quite cooked yet. And that's what's going on over here. This says 162, 163. 157. Y'all remember what that temperature was, because I'm gonna show y'all what that meat looks like here in just a little bit on the inside. I'm gonna get that first strip of meat that's reading in the 150s and 160s. I'm gonna lay it in here. I think it's gonna be very medium, if that. Maybe medium rare. But this one is sitting at about 137.40 right now, 148. All right, time to go. They're both ready, friends. Both are ready. So here we go. Let's put some tortillas on the grill. I'm gonna show you how I like to prepare my tostadas. I moved my fire over to the side. This one looks like some mouse took a bite of it, but we're gonna eat it anyway. I think it was a big mouse. All right, we're gonna lay down those tortillas and just kind of let them hang out there. Have some fun there for a little fire in the heat. They're doing a little sauna bath. Meantime, let's shred some cheese because we're gonna put some of that cheese on the tostadas. Now, one of my sister-in-laws brought me this big old hunk of cheese from Monterrey, Mexico. This is the real deal. Okay, we're shredding away for our tostadas, not chalupas. These really are tostadas. Now, you can use pretty much any cheese you want to make a tostada. Honestly, traditionally, historically for us, it's been the Longhorn style cheddar cheese. We love that one. Has a lot of flavor, but this stuff here is
So is HEB just a Texas
really
thing?
good too. Let's check our tostadas one more time. It's been about 5 minutes. Ooh, they are definitely getting toasty over here. Almost too toasty. They're about ready to come out. But before they come out, let's get some cheese on here. We're gonna slow this down right here, just like that. Woohoo, yeah, baby. Check that out.
Kraft Real Mayonnaise, made with eggs from right here in the Midwest. Real good ingredients, real good taste.
What's so exciting about the Dell AI factory with NVIDIA is that they are empowering our...
Look at that, amigos. We have two very nice looking strips of carne asada. I've been saying fajitas all day because we do call these sirloin fajitas here where I live. A lot of people will say this is carne asada or rancheras or arracheras. It's really all the same thing, especially when you say carne asada. That just means grilled meat. But in some places, they only use one cut, so to them, carne asada is that one cut of meat. That's okay in my book. I don't judge nobody, man. It's all good. Let's get these sliced up. I'm gonna fold this over a little bit, get it off the cutting board for a second. So we can get this one sliced up first. I like to slice these about the length of the tortilla, more or less, so that's about 4 or 5 inches. So we're gonna slice it with the grain first, and then across the grain. What did I tell you guys? That was 160, 67 degrees.
That almost looks well done, my friend.
Yeah, look at how medium that is still. It's almost a perfect medium. It's a little more like medium well,
yeah.
But it's definitely not well done. Some people would say that at 167, it would be way, way well done. And ordinarily it would if you were cooking at a lower temperature, but at a super high temperature like that, it's not gonna happen. All right, let's go ahead and slice these up right here. Man, that meat's soft. I can feel it trying to jiggle away here. Let's slice up these two. That's what I call just about a perfect medium. Almost perfect.
Dude, that's
it's starting to be medium well, but it's still
that's
medium.
solid medium well. That's starting to be fucking well done.
Cut them thin, you can cut them thick, you can cut them...
And I mean this guy no disrespect. I like this guy, but...
Any way you like, friends. I mean, seriously, look at that. That's a perfect medium piece of meat right there. Perfect, perfect medium. All right, let's keep slicing. We're almost done slicing here. Now, before we...
Dude, I don't know what god you're praying to, but this isn't fucking medium. This is medium well.
Go any further. I know. I'm doing just quality control. Oh, man. That's a boom of flavor. Wow. And the balance is really good.
Now, maybe you can get away with it because of the cut of meat and the marinade.
The marinade
But,
and the beef
me,
doesn't overpower the
even
beef.
if it's marinated, the farthest I go is medium, and I don't even like doing that.
It just tastes great.
I do that for friends and family members. Me, I like my steak fucking rare. Actually, somewhere between blue and rare. I'd prefer the cow still breathing.
Just beautiful.
All right, now that's close to medium. Now that's medium.
Let's keep slicing. All right, I'm gonna put these back over here. We don't necessarily need them all, but friends, look at that. Remember I told you guys, what was the temperature? 150, 160. It hit 167 on one of them. Look how that looks. I mean, it's perfect. Perfect medium, look at that.
All right, that'll go with
perfect.
this medium.
Pulls right apart. Tastes delicious. We're gonna cut these up into little cubes like this, and we're gonna get one of our tostadas. Let's get a couple of these, one for me and one for Terry. We're gonna get a little bit of carne asada on here, right here, just like that. We have 2 different salsas for your tasting pleasure. One's a green, one is a red, basically. All right, so we're gonna get our homemade salsa on here. This thing's already trying to break on me. That's how crispy it is. It's trying to break. I'm gonna just have to take a bite. Ooh, crunch. Mmm.
All right, I'd eat the shit out of that.
That's an awesome tostada right there. Crispy tortilla, melted Oaxaca style cheese. Oof. Man, tostada don't get no better than that. And yeah, you know, there's a little bit of that juice right here on the cutting board. You want to get that on your tortilla, get that on the plate right there, just like that. Ooh, yeah, baby. Extra flavor. All right, let's get some of this fajitas on here, some of these longer strips. Now, North Mexico, Texas, we are flour tortilla people. And generally, the way my parents grew up,
Hey, here in Minnesota, we're flour tortilla people too.
and when I was growing up, generally, everything's well done and toasty. Once I started to cook on my own as I grew up, you gotta be somewhere around medium well, medium rare, for fajitas, especially for skirt steak and fajitas to be tender. Once you overcook them, they're going to be tough no matter what. All right, so I've got these fajitas on this taco here. Y'all know I like a big fat taco, right? So I'm gonna put me another piece here. Just like that. We're gonna use salsa verde on this one. This is another homemade salsa that I made. Super delicious. All right, let's give it a taste. This is my favorite part of every
All
video.
right, I love that. Just nothing but meat and a taco shell.
So y'all know that. Cheers, my friends. What's not to love? This is a flavor bomb, like I was saying. It really brings a delicious flavor to the meat. It's in the cookbook there, the exact measurements, the exact ratios. Right now you can order my cookbook where books are sold. There's 104 recipes in there of Mexican.
Okay, one last video. All right, I'm gonna do this one. This is a what the hell? Do a little Chud's barbecue, a smoked beef and cheddar sandwich.
Back to Chud's Barbecue. My name is Bradley Robinson, and today I'm going to show you how I made this. Beautiful, delicious, cheesy, smoky, scratch-made, amazing smoked beef and cheddar. That's right, folks, we're making our own smoky roast beef, our homemade onion rolls, and of course, an ooey-gooey cheese sauce. Coming up. This is some meat. Pat it dry. And what I got here is a USDA Prime Try tip. Picked this up at the local grocery store, and this should work out just fine for what we're doing today. And that's because today we're taking a look at the Arby's beef and cheddar sandwich, which is essentially a hot roast beef sandwich on an onion roll covered with a lovely creamy cheese sauce, which sounds pretty good to me. Nick, have you ever had an Arby's beef and cheddar before?
No, I've not. I've never been to Arby's.
Really?
I've been there once. It was really bad, and I got sick immediately after. So.
What'd you get?
I don't remember.
Hey! According to the Gospel of Boogie, Arby's is the best investment on the goddamn planet.
Maybe it was a beef and cheddar. I blocked that out of my head because it was very traumatic.
I too have never been to Arby's because I cook meat for a living, so I don't need...
What is wrong with Arby's? Okay, what is wrong with Arby's? It's not the greatest food on the planet, but it isn't fucking horrible. I like it. I don't eat there that often because I don't eat fast food that often. But I like their curly fries, mozzarella strips, and or sticks and whatever. I try to get the I try to get the hostesses to strip. But I like the roast beef sandwiches. Little Arby's sauce.
To get fast food meat, but we're still gonna try and make one. But of course, the star of the show is the roast beef, and you can use whatever kind of cut you've got around. You know, an eye round would be fine, a ribeye would be great.
Okay, eye of round is dangerous because it's so fucking lean. Even if you slice it super thin, it still could be tougher than fucking goddamn a 94-year-old's cunt.
If you're trying to go super fancy, top loin, sirloin, picanha. Generally, roast beef is made with some leaner cuts, but I think a tri-tip should be a great choice for us because it's got some intramuscular fat, it's got a fat cap on top, and it should slice up.
If I was to do this, I'd go with the sirloin roast. That's just me. Cooked to about medium.
Great. But taking a look at this thing, first thing we need to do is get it cleaned up because we've got some silver skin, a lot of extra fat on there. Fat cap's looking a little wonky with bits hanging off. And I was really close to going to Costco because the ones they sell are already nicely trimmed up, but it's slightly farther away from my house than I'd like. So we're just gonna go ahead and clean this guy up. Started by removing everything on the back side so we have a nice clean meat side. So we'll take down this silver skin, trying to leave as much meat as possible. Take this fat down on the back side and just overall give it some nice shaping. Meat side looking good, nice and clean. We're gonna flip it over, and I've been debating for a while on how much fat cap I wanna leave on this thing, because this one's actually got a pretty thick one, so we're definitely gonna take it down a little bit. But I wanna have some fat in the sandwich so we get a nice juicy roast beef, but at the same time, I don't want it to be too fatty. So we're just gonna take this down, kind of like a brisket, but you could remove it entirely if that's what you wanted to do. Although the fat cap on a tri-tip can be kind of weird. You know, it kind of wants to like flake up on you a lot. Like right here, you can see how it wants to pull away. So maybe it is best to take the whole thing off, but I guess we'll find out in a couple hours. But also no real need to be super pretty about this because this is going on the meat slicer at the end anyway. But we'll just try our best to make it look nice and get that fat level to where we want it to be. And that is looking pretty good to me.
Well, you said don't cut it all off. You cut like 95% off. I'd say that's all of it.
Take it down a little bit further than I initially thought I would. Again, just so we get some nice clean slices, because I'm worried that this fat will kind of catch on the meat grinder blade, but I still want to have some on there to add some extra flavor. So now all we got to do is
you don't put a sandwich, you use a deli slicer.
Get this bad boy seasoned up. And my rub of choice today is some good old-fashioned Chud's barbecue steak rub. This stuff is absolutely fantastic on beef, should be great on tri-tip. Very simple rub. Got salt and pepper in there and a lot of other flavors to help kind of amplify the flavor of the beef without overpowering its natural beefy flavor. But nice heavy coating of this stuff. And of course you could use whatever kind of seasoning you like for your roast beef. And again, because this is a rub, we can go on really heavy without having to worry about over seasoning it too much. Especially because we're gonna be slicing it super thin. But top and bottom, and please folks, don't forget the sides, come on. And that is looking pretty much perfect to me. Let's go ahead and fire up the pit.
All right.
And on the pit we go. Got a post oak fire rocking today on the old offset back here. Gonna put this bad boy right about there. Holding right around 250 right now, which is probably where we're gonna keep it for the first little bit, maybe the whole time. Just a nice low and slow smoke because we're aiming to bring this up to an internal temp of about 120 degrees. Next up, let's go ahead and work on our onion buns. Starting by going in with some milk.
He's making his own fucking buns.
And our eggs. Give that a little mix to break everything up. Followed by our yeast and our sugar. And give that a little mixy poo as well. And then in with the dries, including some bread flour, dough conditioner, and our salt. And knead this for a couple minutes. And once the dough ball has come together, in we go with our softened butter. And now we're gonna mix that for about 10 minutes. And once a nice smooth ball has been formed and it's pulling away cleanly from the sides of the bowl, out it comes. And into a greased bowl we go to double in size for the next hour to hour and 1/2. And now that our dough has doubled in size, out it comes. Wait for it. Boop, punch out the air. And now we're gonna divide it into some 95-gram dough balls. Now grab one of our pieces of dough and fold all the seams to the underside. Pinch it closed and give it a nice table roll so it's nice and tight and nice and round. Like that. And once all balled up onto a Silpat line baking sheet, these go. I'm gonna cover these in plastic and let them rise again for another 30 to 45 minutes. Next up, let's go ahead and get some caramelized onions going for the top of these buns.
Okay. Deli containers. Something no kitchen should be without.
And now into a pan, we're gonna go in with some butter. Get that melting down nicely. And then in with our sweet onion. Hit that with a pinch of salt. And we're just gonna cook these low and slow for the next, I don't know, 15 minutes or so. Just to soften them up, release the sugars, and brown these up a little bit. And just like that, these are starting to look nice and brown. I'm not taking these as far as I would if I was just making regular caramelized onions. Probably go a little bit darker than that, but I'm gonna pull these off now because they're gonna continue to cook on top of the buns, and I don't want them to burn. So out they come onto a sheet tray to cool down. Beautiful. And once these have risen a bit and poofed up and looking nice and bun-like, we're gonna go ahead and hit these with an egg wash, just a beaten egg with a little bit of water in there. And once egg washed, we're gonna go down with some of our caramelized onions. And they are a little bit sticky, so we're gonna do our best to get a nice presentation going. And once beautifully onioned, down we go with some poppy seeds. And to top them off, a little bit of flaky salt, just to counter the sweetness of the
Yeah, exactly. You use them once and you toss them. That's why I love them. Depends on what I'm making, the juice. I prefer white onions for things like sandwiches, burgers especially, and if they're going in something like a pasta sauce. Yellow onions I prefer if they're just like accompanying something, like if I'm using it just to cook a roast or something like that. If they're in a marinade, or if they're in a like a stew or something. And then red onions, I prefer them for other things. I have to go take a quick restroom break, and I will be right back. Okay, and we're back.
Onions. Beautiful. And now into a 375-degree oven these go until they're looking absolutely beautiful. Although not my prettiest buns, I will admit. I think all the moisture in the onions kind of discolored the tops a little bit, but they smell absolutely fantastic. Very buttery and oniony. But now I'm gonna pop these on a wire rack and let them cool down. Which gives us plenty of time for another episode of Bones Try Something Weird. What's on the menu today, buckaroo?
There's plenty of options. Let's see what we got. I think I'm going between these two.
Let's go for the krill meat.
Yeah, I'm curious.
I want to feel like a whale. I assume you've never had krill before?
Never had krill. Wow.
Oh, wow.
The hell is
It's like a bunch
krill?
of tiny little shrimp.
Yeah.
Looks like rice.
Are those eyes? Those little dots?
Probably.
This is very pungent.
Stinky.
Very.
Is this from Tuna Head?
This is from Tuna Head. Thanks, Ivor.
Keeping us fed. Oh boy, going for it.
Yeah. It smells like crab. Yeah. It's like a really dry crab. Not as sweet. A little saltier. I could see using this in a dip to make like a crab style dip.
Krill dip?
Krill dip.
Grill krill dip?
Yeah.
You just ate like an entire generation in that one bite.
Yeah.
Weird.
The texture is not great.
Texture's not good?
It's just like really dry and it's just like crumbly almost.
Okay. Krill meat, huh? That is very crabby. That's not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, mix that with a little mayo, put that on a piece of bread.
Yeah.
I'm happy with it.
That's not bad. Not weird enough, guys.
Great. Now you've given me something to think about. Find some fucking krill.
Keep them coming. And just like that, after about an hour and a half, this thing has come up to 120 to 125 internal. Decent color on it, but we'll improve on that in a little bit. But for now, we're gonna pull this off and let it rest.
Childhood shouldn't be spoiled by bedwetting. Good nights offer better leak protection versus leading.
And while that steak rests down, let's go ahead and get a couple of sauces ready, starting with our Arby's sauce, which is essentially just a tangy, zesty ketchup. So to this ketchup, I'm gonna go ahead and add it.
Basically, I've made the Arby's sauce clone recipe about 100 million times. And yeah, it's basically a tangy fucking ketchup.
And some Texas Pete hot sauce, some Worcestershire sauce, brown sugar, granulated onion, granulated garlic, a little bit of salt, and some freshly cracked black pepper. And just go ahead and get that all mixed up. And that is looking pretty good to me. It's a little thick still though, so I'm gonna go ahead and add a little bit of water to thin it out. Taste and adjust as you see fit. And to be honest, I've never had Arby's sauce before, so I'm not sure what it's supposed to taste like, but we'll see how this comes out.
It does taste a little bit different from the restaurant, like the official sauce, but then again, they're making it by what? They're making it in 500-gallon batches. You've done 2 cups.
On the sandwich.
Yeah, I like horseradish.
I totally.
I like horsey sauce.
Spilled off camera. And the last sauce we need to make is our cheddar cheese sauce for this beef and cheddar sandwich. And I've been going back and forth all day on whether or not I want to make more of a queso.
Yeah, I know. Every fucking video I pulled was a goddamn diaper ad.
Kind of a
Come on, I thought like AI was supposed to be super intelligent.
Sauce, think nacho cheese sauce, or if I want to do more of a bechamel / Mornay sauce. And I think I'm going to do the latter because using a bechamel will give it a little bit more body and be a little less intense as just melted cheese. You know, if I wanted just cheese on this, I'd probably just put some American cheese on top. But I think the bechamel will give it a really nice consistency while still being nice and cheesy. So, to get our bechamel made, we're going to start by melting down some butter. And once melted down...
All right, what is the deal with this? Is this just some hot piece of metal he hates to oblivion? Or is this some weird fucking...
And nice and bubbly, in we go with...
Like, infrared cooker or whatever the fuck?
Our flour. And we're just going to cook this down just to take the raw edge off of the flour. Making a blonde roux today. And after cooking down for just a couple...
Or is there like something underneath that's providing heat?
Couple of minutes in we go with our milk. A little bit at first, get that mixed in, and then in with the rest. And after bringing that up to a simmer, we've got ourselves a beautiful, nice, thick bechamel, which we're going to start adding our cheese to. Starting with a few slices of some good old-fashioned American, kind of split the difference between that queso nacho cheese vibe and the Mornay. So we're just going to get that melted in. I'm going to do probably 4 slices. And that melted in absolutely beautifully. So now we're going to go in with some Tillamook mild cheddar. Could go sharp, but again, I don't want it to be too overpoweringly cheesy, but you can do whatever you want. But now we're just going to keep chipping in cheese, and I might add some more milk along the way because this is starting to look pretty thick, but we're going to get this as cheesy as we can and make sure it's that perfect beef and cheddar texture. And just like that, all that cheese has melted in and we've got ourselves a beautiful, luxurious cheesy sauce. Ooh, stringy. I'm gonna go with a pinch of salt just to season all that bechamel in there. And to raise Nick's blood pressure. Beautiful. We're gonna set this aside and keep this warm while we go ahead and grill off that tri-tip. And now that our tri-tip has rested down nicely, I took the coals out of the offset, popped them in the old chud grill here. We're gonna go ahead and put a nice crust on this bad boy. That motorcycle ruined the sizzle. Just trying to make sure this thing is nice and warm, and of course add some beautiful color. Don't think I've ever made roast beef out of a tri-tip before, but it ought to be pretty tasty. Beautiful color on that. Actually, I'm gonna flip it this side. It's hotter in the back. But now we're fat cap side down, so I gotta make sure I don't burn this thing, as I'm known to do. Smelling so good. It's also been raining all day and the sun just came out, and now I'm outside grilling, and this just feels right. And just as predicted, got that fat cap a little too crispy, but I'm okay with it. I think it should add some really nice flavor, because this is gonna be sliced super thin Oh yeah, look at that. Beautiful. Get the edges as well. Because we don't want to forget the sides. Come on. And then off it comes. Fresh off the pit, looking absolutely beautiful.
You might want to let it rest again.
Smelling fantastic. Let's go ahead and slice this thing in half. So with the tri-tip, as you know, we've got multiple grain directions. And looking at it, we got grains going this way and grains going this way. So I'm going to cut this thing right in half, kind of right in the middle here. And that is looking very medium rare, if not on the rare side.
That's on the rare side, my friend, but I am not pissed at it.
But I'm okay with it. Is that too rare for you?
For a roast beef, that's pretty rare.
Well, the thing is, it's going to get more well done on this end.
Yeah.
So it's only right here that's going to be that rare. Oh, I'm Nick. Things are too rare for me. It doesn't taste like krill, so I don't want it. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love a rare steak, but if we're going on the meat slicer, we're going to bring that up a couple degrees. Because we're not all perfect, folks. But this grill is still plenty hot, so I got it offset over here just to bring it up a couple degrees. All right, I brought it up to 130 internal, so now we should have a better medium rare. And you could go ahead and just start slicing this as thin as you can with a knife.
That's still pretty fucking rare, my friend.
But we've got a big old meat slicer, which honestly I'm a little bit skeptical about using because I don't think I've ever put hot roast beef on a meat slicer before, but that's what they do at Arby's, so we're gonna give it a shot. And hopefully everything goes according to plan. So keeping in mind the direction of the grain, onto the old meat slicer we go. Not gonna lose a fingertip today. Going against the grain. What do you think, buddy? Is that thin enough for you?
That's perfect.
Oh yeah, that looks beautiful.
That looks
Oh, this is gonna be such a good sandwich. Look at it piling tall. This slicer is gonna need a thorough cleaning after this. Another close-up shot for you.
You know, I have a deli slicer myself, and yeah, I mean, I use it, and I love it, but God, is it a pain in the fucking ass. Because you don't just clean like the blade, you gotta clean like 9 parts.
So thin, love the crust on the outside, nice and juicy. And just like that, all sliced up a beautiful mound of some smoky, super thinly sliced tri-tip.
Already that looks better than Arby's.
Ready to build a lovely sandwich. And to assemble, grab our beautiful, freshly made oniony bun and give that a slice right down the old middle.
Choose your escape with the $5, $7, and $9 Lux Cravings boxes, only at Taco Bell.
Beautiful squishy bun, gotta love that.
Enjoy $90 worth of diarrhea.
I'm gonna toast this in some butter real quick. I mean, come on, folks, look at that toast. Tell me that's not perfect. Love it. To build, first thing we're going down with is some of our little Arby's sauce. Don't be shy. Edge to edge. Looks like a pizza. And then we're gonna mound on our lovely smoky roast beef, making sure to get plenty of layers in there. So it's not just one dense blob, you know what I mean? Oh, it smells so good. Stack it as high as you like, folks. One more. And then to top it all off, our lovely, gooey, cheesy, melty little creamy cheese sauce. It's like a warm hug. Oh my God, this is gonna be ridiculous. So velvety. And then we top it all off. And there it is, the Chud's Barbecue version of the smoky beef and cheddar. And there it is in all its glory, folks. A beautiful smoky tri-tip on a homemade onion bun topped with some gooey cheese sauce.
All right, I'd eat the
Let's
shit
go ahead
out
and
of
dive
that.
on into this thing. What a magnificent sandwich, folks. I've been wanting to make this one for a long time, and it's finally here. Let's go for it. Yep. That is just a bite of pure happiness right there. So meaty. That bun is so squishy. Nice and smoky, but not too overpowering. I mean, that almost looks like a pastrami sandwich from Katz or something, the amount of meat on that. And that cheese. Ah! That is a lot better than I was expecting it to be, folks, not gonna lie. The fact that you can get clean bites out of that, right through that meat, is ideal. I was really worried we were gonna have bits pulling out on us like that, but it was just a perfect little bite right there. One thing I was skeptical about was this sauce. It seems like a pretty weird addition to a roast beef sandwich, but the tanginess, the acidity from it, really does work well with that rich cheese sauce and that smoky meat. One more. That is so good. And surprisingly, not messy. Nick.
Yes.
Can I interest you in a beef and cheddar sandwich?
Yes, this looks so good.
I'm liking this one. I mean, what's not to like 3
So are these two like buddies or gay lovers or what?
ingredients, right? You got a sauce, another sauce, and a bunch of beef.
Not 3 ingredients, but
3 components.
yeah. I took a bigger bite than I expected. Yeah, it's really good.
It's not bad, right?
Yeah. I got that The red tangy sauce.
It works.
Really good.
It works really well. We were talking about it. It's kind of like a barbecue sauce, but like just different ratios.
Yeah, it was like a mix between a barbecue and a cocktail sauce.
Yeah.
Sounds awful.
Yeah.
And it kind of didn't taste great.
Right. When I was
Yeah, for whatever reason, it works.
making
On the
it,
sandwich.
when I made it, I was like, I don't know what it's supposed to taste like. We're just going to trust the process here. But like, I never would have thought about making that for a roast beef sandwich. But it works really well.
Yep.
All right, the rest of the video is them just doing the sandwich. All right, I'll do a few more. We'll go with the sandwich whore.
You want me to make you a sandwich?
Cause, well, I want to have another beer.
Sandwich? Chicken titty.
Okay. Okay. What the fuck is she doing? Hold on. This is what's perplexing me. What is this? It should only be one fillet. Not two. What is wrong with you?
Perfect. Here you go.
It's just because, look, I mean, whatever. I guess it's fine. Fuck it. Let's do this real quick. Chili garlic spaghetti. Bake spaghetti for 10 minutes. Okay. Don't do it in a non-stick pan. Oil, garlic, chili flakes, oregano. Alright. Onion. Red chili sauce, Szechuan sauce, soya sauce, whatever the fuck that is. Or is that soy sauce and with a typo? Add salt, pasta water, okay. Cook for 2 minutes. Add spaghetti. Coriander is another name for cilantro. I don't know why you're having this for 3 minutes, because your pasta's now overcooked to fuck. Although visually, it looks spectacular. But I would give it a try. I mean, she cooked it for 8 to 10 minutes, which is usually al dente. Then she cooked it in her pan for an additional 3 minutes. So let's say it was 8 at the very, very least. That's 11 minutes. That's beyond fucking well done. That's mush. All right, let's do 3 tuna salads by the chick that I can't decide if she's hot or not.
Whole life. I could eat this every single day. This one makes me happy. The humble can of tuna is just the secret weapon in the kitchen.
Hey, I like canned tuna.
And that you
I
always
use
need
it all the time.
to have on hand. It is a very inexpensive source of good protein, and it makes delicious things like tuna salad. So I'm showing you 3 delicious tuna salad recipes. I'm gonna start with the viral kind of spicy tuna, and this is kind of your fun new take on tuna you haven't had before. When it comes to what kind of tuna to use, it doesn't really matter, whatever you like the best.
I actually am gonna go out and disagree with her. For me, it's albacore in a can in water. I don't like oil tuna because I think it's greasy and slimy. Again, this is my opinion. And chunk light, chunk white. Spend the extra fucking money and get yourself a goddamn can of albacore.
People are like scared of the smell, but it's tuna in a can, duh. And you just want to drain it really well. Y'all, this 1 can has 29 grams of protein. So all you high protein dieting people, hopefully you have found your love for canned tuna. Okay, and then I just kind of press it out,
Well, in the words of Bobby Heenan, the only thing the Ultimate Warrior had when he joined the wrestling business was a gym membership and a can of tuna.
Most glamorous part of the video, but it's real life cooking here.
What you doing, Zach?
I'm rehearsing for our T-Mobile home internet commercial. You gotta talk really fast.
T-Mobile Home Internet ranks #1 in customer satisfaction for home wireless internet.
Wow, you're good.
Get T-Mobile Home Internet, just $35 a month with our 5-year price guarantee.
The lips, the tip of the teeth, and the tongue. The lips.
All right, so I'm gonna add in some chopped cucumber. I'm gonna use an English cucumber. This is kind of like instead of relish. A lot of tuna salads obviously have some sort of pickle relish. These kind of things don't get much easier. It's just a dump and go, no cooking required. Okay, and then I'm gonna do 2 jalapenos. I want this to be spicy. And then just about like 1/4 cup of chopped carrots and some green onion. Not too many, just enough to add a little crunch. All right, and then just a little cilantro. This can be optional. Looks beautiful, smells delicious because you can smell the green onion, the jalapeno, that cilantro. Okay, and then mayonnaise because tuna salad. It's like
Okay, that's Duke's mayonnaise. That's the one I would use.
peanut butter and jelly, tuna and mayonnaise. I'm
First time I had Duke's, I'm not going back to anything else.
going to cut the amount of
Okay, maybe Hellman's, but no, it's just Duke's.
mayonnaise just in
I
this
don't know why fucking Duke's is so goddamn good, but fuck it.
recipe
It's a Greek
with
yogurt.
a little.
But, like, where's the sriracha, hot sauce, buffalo? Okay, there's the sriracha.
A little bit of Greek yogurt, plus that's even more protein. I know, Nicole, stop talking about healthy things like protein, but everybody's doing it. Okay. All right, and then I'm gonna kind of make that like spicy mayo vibe here, and then a little bit of fresh lime juice for another little
You're
salt.
gonna need more than a teaspoon of goddamn fucking sriracha. Come on, bitch. Layer that shit on.
Factor for this, a little soy sauce. And now
Pretend it's your husband coming in your face.
let's mix. I like to break that tuna up kind of like finely so that it kind of helps kind of create a little creaminess to hold everything together. Not like super chunky. Now, as promised, let me show you how I serve it up. Tostada.
Although, you know why they are trying to hide brand, well, these people are failing, is because you can actually get in trouble with companies when you show their products and they're like, well, we don't want to be associated with this motherfucker. That's why, or show, or movie, or whatever. That's why you'll have somebody drinking a beer. It's clearly a Budweiser, but instead of Budweiser, it says beer.
Tostada style. It just so happens to be the perfect vessel for tuna salad. Doesn't that look good? And some avocado. I feel like a chef or something. I'm going on with a little more because I do like things a little.
Well, because you added a fucking pound of avocado.
With a little kick. And some everything bagel. We just made a can of tuna, super fancy and extra delicious. The whole thing is just a million perfect bites.
So you just made a big ass nacho.
This was a good place to start. You definitely get all that.
Believe it or not, Iron Gullet, same rules apply. Bigger cooking channels have literally put like labels, like those white labels over brand names.
That savory flavor, the kick of spice kind of hits you in the end, but you have all that crunch and creaminess mixed together. A little fresh avocado on top. This is freaking delicious. 10 out of 10. Everyone's always looking for like a no mayonnaise based salad. This is one of those times when even when it doesn't have mayonnaise, it's still like incredibly delicious. So this is kind of like the Italian, like Mediterranean.
All right, I'm gonna.
Style tuna salad. Very hearty.
All right, I'm already seeing alarm bells of you probably have more calories than if you just put the damn mayonnaise on.
Very filling, also very fresh and freaking delicious. So I'm gonna do a little red onion. I love using red onion when you're gonna eat it raw because it just has like just the right amount of pungency. And then I'm also gonna put in a little bit of celery.
Look at Babish and look at Joshua Weissman. There's a reason that they have their spices and all that shit the way they do. And it isn't because they buy them in fucking bulk.
I'm also going to purposely choose some of the celery that has a little bit of leafiness to it because there's a lot of good flavor in that. And then a little bit of Italian parsley. You could also add fresh basil in here if you want. And then some like salty briny. You've already got a little bit of that in the tuna, but adding some olives and capers here.
Okay, capers are fine, but olives I don't like.
Here. Okay, and then another thing you see in a lot of like tuna Italian.
Yeah, what? Yeah, and there's another contradiction with me. I love pickles. Hate olives.
Italian preparations are white beans mixed in with the tuna, and I'm going to put it in this tuna salad because it sounds delicious. I am going to give them a good rinse. So as you stir these into the tuna salad, they're going to break down just a little bit and add a little bit of like rich creaminess, but without the mayonnaise. And then I'm going to go ahead and dress it at this point. So I'm just going to do a little.
Except beans are more calorically dense than fucking mayonnaise. So this idea you're somehow cutting down on maybe you're cutting down on fat, but fuck it.
A little bit of extra virgin olive oil, some red wine vinegar. I'm going to do a pinch of oregano, a little bit of garlic powder, and then salt and pepper. Oh, I forgot something else. Some tomato. Just like finely chop this tomato. Okay, so, and now I'm just going to add the tuna in. I'm going to drain this off. This is Italian packed in oil, so it's just going to have more flavor. Okay, and then I'm just going to kind of flake it into the bowl.
So any semblance of watching the calories by cutting out the mayo, you immediately destroyed by adding the tuna that was soaked in oil. So, okie dokie.
And then just fold it all in together. Does that not look delicious?
I mean, it looks fine. I'd try
it. Get the fresh juiciness from the veggies. Then you.
But you didn't make it any healthier.
Also get that salty brininess with a little like hint of vinegar in there. This one might be your favorite. Crusty bread, like the good Italian I am. I'm serving it on crusty bread. It's warm, and then just pile it on. This to me is my perfect dinner. This and a glass of wine. Oof, I could eat this every single day. However, I could only enjoy it if I was like home alone, because my family would be like, "This is what's for dinner." Yeah, it is. And then I would just want to hit it with just a little more oil and some cracked pepper. Oh. Mmm. All over my face because it feels like it. It's like the Italian I am.
All right, I'm not going to make the joke.
This is so heavenly. To me, this is like heaven on a piece of bread. And the olive oil, I mean.
What you doing, Zach?
I'm rehearsing for our T-Mobile home internet commercial. You gotta talk really fast.
T-Mobile Home Internet ranks #1 in customer satisfaction for home wireless internet.
Wow, you're good.
Get T-Mobile Home Internet, just $35 a month with our 5-year price guarantee.
The lips, the tip of the teeth, the tongue, the lips.
It's crunchy, it's salty, it's briny, it's creamy. It's so perfect. And those beans, it's another 10. For my final trick, everybody needs a good classic tuna salad. This one you've got all the usual suspects. You've got relish, celery, onion, mayonnaise based, hard-boiled egg. Do you put egg in yours? I don't
No, because hard-boiled eggs are disgusting.
know, but my mom did, and it's just the way you have to do it. So I'm just gonna finely chop my celery and onion. And in this one, the veggies are just more of like a little addition. You want more tuna?
Apparently, I wonder if they're making a fucking another Freaky Friday, which is like, does Jamie Lee Curtis just want to know what it's like to go through life with herpes and crab lice?
Than veggies here. I'm using red onion here. You could use really whatever type of onion you want. Okay, this is where people are gonna, want to debate me here. Sweet relish or dill relish. Personally, I prefer the dill relish now.
Okay.
But growing up, my mom only put sweet relish in her.
Believe it or not, there's not that much of a difference. I've done both. I've done sweet relish, I've done dill relish. There's not that much difference in the final product. Trust me.
Tuna salad. For my tuna salad, I'm going dill. I like the really crunchy, refrigerator fresh.
Well, at this point, I just keep the ads on because it pisses you people off.
Dill, and then just kind of chop them up, just like pickles. Doesn't have to be relish. So I don't like it too eggy. My mom kind of puts a lot of egg in hers. I just think one egg is all I like. It's just enough. So I like to chop it super fine.
Well, she got the deli hard-boiled eggs, the pre-hard-boiled
Almost
eggs.
kind of adds into the sauce, like with the mayonnaise, that yolk and stuff.
But yeah, no, I don't like egg in my fucking tuna salad.
That's it. So for the tuna, I'm just gonna go mom's style, which is cheap, old school.
Yeah, the cheap-ass chunk light tuna and water. Again, fucking albacore. This is the thing! The can of tuna that's like the chunk light is like maybe $1 or $2 less than the can of albacore. There is no reason on earth why you can't afford it.
Chunk light tuna. You want to drain this like so well, okay? As this sits.
And if you're so poor you can't afford it, then you're on EBT, which means yes, you can.
Going to like release some of the liquid from the veggies, so you don't need to help that along with tuna juice. Okay, so you can see how dry it is, and then I just kind of flake it out with the fork. This is one of those times where you do want it broken up.
So what you're saying is if you have a slap chop.
Oh, nobody has slap chops. Okay, and then this one gets seasoned very simply. I happen to like lemon pepper here. Just a little bit of Dijon, and then mayonnaise. This one is kind of non-negotiable. Yes. I mean, we can call this one
Albacore is a kind of tuna, not a brand of tuna.
mom's tuna salad. This is like the OG classic.
Well, son of a bitch, wanted to end it on a beer. Well, I need another beer, so I'm going to get another beer. We need another beer. I'm going to get another beer.
I saved that one for last thinking it wasn't the most exciting, but it just might make me the happiest because it's just like old school. The lemon pepper has salt and pepper in it, and so I think it's like just enough. This really doesn't even need any more seasoning.
Kraft Real Mayonnaise, made with eggs from right here in the Midwest. Real good ingredients, real good taste.
Perfect. This is mom's. This is the one you know and love. And if you don't love it already, make this.
Yeah, well, I have news for you. Most of our moms were terrible cooks.
This one. Then tell me about it. Old school tuna.
Mine was.
Deserves the old school preparation. Typically don't get bread this healthy, but just trying to be a show off. So.
No, that albacore ain't exactly what I would go for premium even for tuna.
I'm just gonna lightly toast that. Do you want to sit here while I toast the bread?
No.
So I'm going to go in just a little mayonnaise on one of the pieces of bread. And then
But for canned tuna, it's usually the best, and it's about $2 more. Spend the extra fucking money. Don't be a fucking bum.
and our tuna. This is the deli style tuna salad. Something I love to put on my tuna sandwiches are just some banana peppers. So a couple banana peppers right over the tuna. They're not spicy, but they just kind of have that like vinegary kick, and with that like rich tuna, salty. It's just a good combo. And whenever you put tomato on a sandwich or anything, don't forget to season it.
Well, I don't know how well ahi tuna is going to work out for you in the tuna world, or tuna salad world.
That looks so good. That's comfort food. Perfect bites, nostalgic.
Yeah, it doesn't look too bad. All right, that's the show. Good night, everyone.